God is moving in the Latin American church. Increasingly, missionaries are being sent out from Latin American churches to places where American missionaries find it increasingly difficult to go. There are lots of reasons for this, cultural reasons, but the bottom line is God is now using Latin American missionaries around the world. As someone who invests in missions and partners in missions, we should ask ourselves, how can my money be used to its fullest extent? Or you might want to think of return on investment. It makes sense to support missionaries that God is currently using among the nations. Rio Grande exists to prepare these leaders to go out around the world. There are now missionaries being sent out by Rio Grande Global. But beyond that, students come to study at Rio Grande and then return to their own country or go to a different country to plant churches, to pastor churches. And it makes sense for us to support these students. One of the ways that we can support these students is by doing exactly what Rio Grande does and keeping the cost of their tuition at a minimum. The way in which Rio Grande keeps tuition at a low level for students is by asking faculty and staff to raise their own missionary support. So when you invest in the faculty and staff of Rio Grande, think of it like a scholarship for 100 different students that are then going to go out to the rest of the world. That's why my family and I support Billy and Sarah Jackson. Not only is Billy leading the department here to give Rio Grande a good face and advertising image to the world, but he's also training students and future missionaries with these skills so that they can then tell the story of what God is doing among the nations. That's why we invest in what God is doing through the ministry of Billy Jackson. So would you join me